Punishment, Guitar Tabs and Guitar Lesson. So this is a drop D tuning. They may very well be using like a drop D standard. I'm just going to keep it as a regular drop D, so we have like the minimal amount of tuning necessary to get to this. Works very nicely. So we go D, A, D, G, B, E, and just a whole bunch of sequences of riffs here. The initial one for the intro, we're just starting on 3 palm muted open low Ds here. Alright, then we pick through first fret A, first middle D, first fret A, come off to the open A and D. Alright, and that just repeats a handful of times. Alright, and then the second part towards the end of the intro there. 3 kind of starts just like we do with the open 3 and then the 1, 1, 1. But then we do this kind of walk up with the A and D string where we go open A and D, hammer it on the first fret, hit those 1s, slide it up to 3s, up to 4, back down to 3 to 2. And then you do this big kind of slide up to like kind of an arbitrary fret, like say like the 13 on the low D out, just something like that. And that whole pattern just repeats. And then once we get to the second part of the intro, kind of when like the bass and drums and all that stuff come in, same deal. It's just we kind of add this real subtle thing at the end of the first bit there. We do our 3 opens, the 1, 1, 1, and then the open A and D as usual. But then there's the second guitar kind of does a subtle picking through like a D5 here where we go 2 on the G, 3, B back to the 2 G. Okay, just a subtle little thing you can throw in there during like, you know, kind of like the second part of the intro there. And that whole second section's the same. Okay, that same walk down and all that. Once we get to the first verse, we do this kind of back and forth between power chords on the A string here and the open low D. Alright, we're kind of keeping that low D palm muted, you know. We do just a D power chord on the 5A, 7D there. Quickly hit a couple open low Ds up to the 6 and 8 on the A and D string there. Back to a couple open low Ds, down to the 4 and 6. Open low Ds, back to the 5 and 7, open low Ds. Okay, so we went. And then we just stay on 6 and 8 here, and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, kind of start it over here where we go with the 5 and 7, open low Ds, 6 and 8. And after we do that, we stay on the opens for about 5, and then we kind of throw in some open A and D there, back to a couple low Ds, open A and D. So we went something like that. And then the trick is just to get it up to tempo. Okay, that type of deal. For the first chorus, we just shift up to low D power chords, and it's kind of a sus2 vibe because we're throwing in 2 frets up on the middle D. Alright, so we start at 5 on the low D and the A, and then we want that 7 on the middle D, and that's kind of the shape that we're just going to move around here. Okay, it's like a sus2, and we start there at the 5s with the 7, come up to the 6 with the 8s, 4 and 6, 5 and 7s, back to a couple of 6 with the 8s, so we went. Alright, and we just repeat that a handful of times, and then we finish it by doing this just big chromatic descension. Starting at the 5 and 7s there, 4 and 6, 3s with 5, 2s and 4, and then just do a couple 1s and 3s there. Alright, after we do that, there's a little bit of solo in there, and we eventually get to the second and third verse, which kind of, you know, changes up the dynamic. Starts with kind of like similar vibes, just bouncing between like the power chords there on the A and D, mixing in like the open low Ds. So we start at the 5 and 7 for a couple, open low D, 6 and 8, open, 4 and 6, open, 5 and 7. So it's like, and it's more just kind of like a, you know, not as down strumming. It's just kind of like shuffling through it. Okay, open 6 and 8. Kind of start it over with the 5 and 7s, couple, open 6 and 8, and then we just stay on palm muted, open low Ds. Okay. Alright, and the second and third chorus kind of moves around with some just low D power chords here, so we're just 5s now. No real sus2 stuff going on here. So just 5 on the DAD there. 5s, 4s, 1s, open. Kind of hold that a moment. Second part through we go 8s, 7, 4, 1. Okay, first bit again, 5, 4, 1, open. And then 3 of the same second run through here where we go 8, 7, 4, but instead of going to 1 the second time through we go to 5.